Sullivan's Island, South Carolina is my favorite beach island off the coast of historic Charleston. And today we're going to take you on a tour of it, show you a little bit about the things that draw people in, which are the beaches, the restaurants, and just some of the architecture. And I hope you enjoy the tour today. All right, y'all, so we are in the car, just left Mount Pleasant, and we're crossing over the Intercoastal Waterway. So everything back to our right is Charleston Harbor, and you can see Tuller's Cove Marina, where those condos are. And then down to our left is Isle of Palms, which we'll head to later. But going over the Ben Sawyer Bridge, and this bridge is not the original one from when Hurricane Hugo hit here. That one turns on the axle just like the one I just drove over does. But during Hurricane Hugo, they said it spun it like a top. So it was a big hurricane. That was in 1989. And we're coming out to a place that I have spent a ton of time at. I've been in Charleston for 35 years, and my work career and my college career started at College of Charleston. My work career started on Sullivan's Island. I was fortunate enough back in 90 or 91 to meet Sammy Rhodes, and he owned Sullivan's Restaurant, which we're going to ride by, or at least where Sullivan's used to be. And I got a job and worked out here as a line cook and ran the catering company. And then over the last 24 years, I've been selling houses out here. So I've spent a lot of time on Sullivan's Island. I have very fond memories from all stages of my life out here. And if money was no object, I would live on Sullivan's Island. But Sullivan's has gotten really, really expensive. So you have to have a ton of money to end up out here. All right, so we're coming up to what is more or less a three-way stop now. It's a little easier to navigate through here even during busy beach season. So Dunleavy's Pub right in front of us. Spent a lot of time there in college. The restaurants have changed a lot over the years. Up here on the right is Poe's, which is a very popular restaurant, hamburger joint. Home Team Barbecue over to our left, and that is where Burt's Bar used to be. I don't know if any of y'all watching this remember Burt's, but Burt's was a very popular dive bar that many people would hang out at, especially food and beverage people back in the day. And we spent quite a bit of time in there. One of the many things I love about Sullivan's is all the outdoor rec facilities, the area here to our right, tennis courts, basketball courts. I played a lot of pickup basketball there over my lifetime. A lot of great fun. You've got the backside of some forts up on those hills. You can slide down on cardboard. That can be a fun thing to do, inexpensive. And then the town of Sullivan's Island fire department and offices back there to the right. And we're going to make a little left in here. So right on our right is where Sullivan's Restaurant used to be. I spent thousands of hours there, I would think, working, and very grateful for the people that I met. Very grateful for Sammy Rhodes, as he helped me a lot getting my career off the ground. And so from here, and you can probably see right now, where those cars are parked, that is a battery. So they would use that. It would be manned during World War I, World War II. And over the years, I've seen the fire department use it for training. They have some Halloween stuff there occasionally. And we're going to slide down here because I wanted to show you, I think it's always cool, it's the only oceanfront elementary school that I'm aware of, and it sits right here on Sullivan's Island. So I'm going to show you on the map where we are. I mean, we're the little red area, and then that's all Atlantic Ocean. We'll pull out a little bit. So downtown Charleston's there in the corner, and then Mount Pleasant is back behind us. But we are, again, looking at Sullivan's Island Elementary, and school's out because we are right in the middle of the holiday season, so no kids in. But I always think it's neat that if you were a kid to get to have that as a backdrop overlooking the beach and on out to the Atlantic Ocean. So from here, we're going to spin out of here, and we're going to go up to a little further up island, and I'm going to show you again where Fort Moultrie is, and kind of talk about some of what's happened as far as prices and houses, and you know, some of the best real estate is on the backside of the island we're heading to next. All right, guys, so we're heading towards the Charleston harbor side of the island. You can see the red arrow as we move towards the end of the island. And this, you know, is my favorite part of Sullivan's because it's so residential. I mean, all of Sullivan's is, you know, probably 30 years ago, 25 years ago, they did away with short-term rental licenses. So if you had a short-term rental license, you got to keep it. If you modified the footprint of the house, then you lost it. So there's, you know, over the last 20 plus years, they've been really phasing out short-term rentals. So there's not many, but a majority of the people that have houses out here live out here full-time, or have the house and they don't rent it out. So there's not a lot of rentals. It's not very transient. Isle of Palms is a little more transient, and then Folly Beach, which is across the way from where we are, is probably the most transient of any of the islands. But you know, I have clients that have bought houses back here, you know, and had babies at the time, and they've you know, raised their kids in this section of Sullivan's. It's down by Fort Moultrie, which will be coming up here on our left, and I highly recommend Fort Moultrie. It's like $2 to get in. It goes through all the history from, you know, from pre-Civil War to World War I and World War II, and then, you know, how it's been used over the last, you know, 100 plus years. And then a really pretty church. So when I first came to Charleston, we came out here one day and we went into Stella Maris is the name of it. And I recommend that if you can go in, if it's open. It's really a beautiful church on the inside, just some really nice wood carving. So we're kind of trickling our way back towards the side of the island where there's a lot of deep water docks, or, you know, pretty good number of deep water docks. And you can see the houses out to the right. That's, you know, historic houses have been raised up, and you can see a little bit of the new construction is being built. But, you know, there are not a whole lot of building lots on Sullivan's Island, probably not more than 3 or 4. You know, people sometimes are able to take the houses down. You can see, though, you know, this marsh grass to our right. So we had a big storm come through here. It was a nor'easter, you know, blew up the coast, blew up from Florida, and they had some pretty high water on Sullivan's. It was, I think it was my wife telling me, it was like the 3rd highest tide that Charleston's ever had. So that was a significant amount of water, and that's what you're seeing. If you're seeing this brown grass in this video, that's just part of it. So, you know, out where Jason's shooting is the backside of Mount Pleasant and Old Village, and then Cove Creek and the Intercoastal is just out that way too. So you have a boat launch for people who live on Sullivan's Island. This gentleman's kind of doing some cleanup right now, but that is it's a great place to launch your boat if you are a resident. And again, we're kind of just, you know, we're riding back through here just to kind of show you how first of all, how treated it is, and how I just think, you know, the architecture back here is just spectacular. Every time I get to help people with, you know, find a house on Sullivan's, I just think I'm so blessed to get to do what I get to do, because I get to go in houses that are just, in some cases, just something like you'd see in a magazine. And, you know, over the years I've been doing this, I get to take people in these houses, and it's been a lot of fun. So we're making our way down. We're going to go as far as we can go. You used to could go to the tip of the island. It's some of it's gotten blocked off. We're going to go as far as I can take us, because there is a really pretty shot down here if we can get it. Someone's building a very modern looking house there. But this goes, so, you know, 20 plus years ago, the gentleman that was a really well-renowned plastic surgeon owned all of this. So there's maybe about 7 or 8 houses here now. They own this whole complex. And it was just this one house that's been torn down, where I'm kind of turning where the nose of my car is pointing right now. And they had shot movies there, and actually my buddy got married there, or him and his wife got married there and had their reception. But you can't see because all the trees have built up, but that's all out to our right is Charleston Harbor and on out to the Atlantic Ocean. All right, y'all, that's a wrap. Again, my name is Bob Brennaman with the Brennaman Group. If you like our videos, be sure to click in the right-hand corner of the screen to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to ask me anything about the beach islands, anything related to Charleston, you can call me at 843-345-6074, and you can text me at that same number any questions you have, and I'd love to talk to you. Have a great day.